Welcome to the Faith and Business Podcast. I'm your host, Elle Edwards, mental health champion, happiness geek, and founder of the Faith and Business Playground. Join me each week as I talk openly about mental health, the dark side of entrepreneurism, and bring you Bible-friendly tools, support, and resources to help bring more joy to your journey. In today's episode of the podcast, I'm calling this the Love Wins edition because it's Valentine's week. And he said weekend then. It's Valentine's week. So this episode doesn't go out on Valentine's Day, but it's the week where if you watch too much television, you're going to be inundated with messages of how you should be celebrating this joyous occasion of love with the people that mean the most to you. There's also an awful lot of pressure as well. I don't know about you, but I could be doing without all that sort of nonsense. My husband and I have been married for 19 years this year. He is working a late shift on Valentine's Day. So we won't be having a romantic dinner for two or any of that sort of stuff. But because it is the season of love, it's that time of the year when people are thinking about love and what it means to love other people. I thought it was a good excuse, if ever I needed one, to just to remind you about the real power of love. That's my mission really at the Faith and Business Playground. It's about empowering and equipping and helping you be so full to the top with God's love that you can go out and be this joyful beacon of delight to the people around you. An antidote to all the sort of sludge and that can come with the label Christian. I know even as recently as a couple of weeks ago, one of my friends on Facebook who is a Christian was in a Bible study group with another Christian, and she has her own mental health issues, and she opened up about how she was feeling and got kicked from the group. I mean, the way that we as Christians sometimes treat other Christians is shocking, and the message that sends then to people that don't love Jesus yet, I just think it's really, really sad. So my mission really at the Faith and Business Playground is to help be an antidote to that, because you are God's mouthpiece, his hands, his feet, his ambassador on this planet. There are people that you are called to love on, and they'll be different to the people that I'm called to love on. I can't love on the people in your little sphere of influence, and vice versa. But it starts with love. It says in 1 John that we love because God loved first, and God is love. And so that, I believe, is the real secret, although secret is the wrong word. It shouldn't be a secret. We should be proclaiming it loud from the hilltops, that is what it's ultimately about. And so I guess I want us to remind you today that love can conquer all. I know we're not going to see that written inside a Valentine's Day card, or if we do, it'll sort of come across as a bit weird. But there's what's the word I'm looking for? A disparity between love as it's portrayed in the media and as it's portrayed in films and in music, compared with actually the love of God and the pure love and how we are called to show up and love on people. And so we talk about how I love my iPad, it's really good, or I love coffee. I really do like coffee an awful lot, but I don't love coffee the way that I love my husband or my children, for example. But this word love is thrown around an awful lot of the time, and so it almost loses some of its power. But I do believe that you and I really can, with our love, change the world. Can you imagine if every single Jesus geek on the planet was so full to the top with God's love and was showing up empowered and empowered by that love through the Holy Spirit? It would be amazing. It really would change the world if we could love into the situations and pray with love into the stuff that's going on. It would be incredible. And it happens in various places, but it's not happening consistently. And even I'm sitting here and I'm very aware of the fact, that none of us are saints. There's days where I get it wrong, more than once in a day. I don't want you to run away with the idea that I'm saying all this stuff. It's easy to say it. It's not so easy to live it. And that's, I guess, where the Faith and Business Playground comes in. It's about bringing people together so that we can support and encourage each other. And my big thing as well as the happiness geek is that it's easier to be that demonstration of love if you're feeling pretty content on a day-to-day basis. I don't mean content as in like, yeah, okay, I'm content, like a settlingness. I mean content as in like, if your default position is pretty happy, then yeah, you're going to have times where things are annoying and times when things are downright devastating, but you can bounce back from there. And so that's where the happiness geek part of it comes in, because our brains are amazing. And the way that we're put together and these tools and these tricks and this stuff that God made, the way it works is just incredible. And so it's about helping you and to raise to not raise is the wrong word, to strengthen your bounce back muscle, your resilience. So then when you have a day or a moment in a day that's a bit, you can bounce back from that and you haven't got to sit in that feeling forever. But it starts with love. We do all of this stuff and we show up doing all this stuff because of love. Love because God loved us first. And so this is going to be a shorter episode than normal. But I just wanted to remind you that love wins. Incidentally, if you haven't read Rob Bell's book, Love Wins, I highly recommend it. I know that Rob Bell has been ostracized from some of the evangelical communities, and not everybody agrees with some of his theology. Love Wins was a real eye-opener for me. It came at a time, actually, this is an aside, but it's related to love, so I'm going to say it anyway. I came across his book at a time when I remember sitting out in my garden thinking to myself, well, God is love, yeah. And God says in 1 Peter that he doesn't want anybody to come, he wants everybody to come to him, for one of them, I'm paraphrasing it. Doesn't want anyone to be destroyed, nothing bad to happen to anybody, he wants everybody to come to him. Okay. We also know that God is like God, he's omnipresent and omnipotent and all powerful and all that sort of stuff. But then you've got this balance of free will. So there's all these things coming together. And then I was then pondering to myself, well, maybe, is it possible that when Jesus talked about hell, he didn't mean it in the way that it's been portrayed by the Western church historically over the years? Maybe he meant something different. So I was all set to go through the Bible and look at the Greek and look at when he used the word hell. But then, as by some weird God incidents, my dad then turned up in church and introduced us to this book, Love Wins by Rob Bell. Rob Bell basically did that. He went through, and hell was an actual place in Jerusalem, I want to say, like where Jesus was living at the time. It was a dumping ground and on the outskirts of the city where all the rubbish stuff went. It was an actual physical location. So he went through and did the stuff that I said I wanted to do. I won't spoil it for you. You need to read it for yourself. But it's a really good book. And so the timing of it was perfect for me. So having added the caveat that not everybody agrees with Rob Bell, I still would encourage you to read it. If nothing else, read it with an open mind, because it gives you a bigger picture of love and how love really can win. Something of a tangent, but saying Love Wins reminded me of that book. And I probably want to go back and read it again, actually, because it was really good. I really enjoyed it. And it gave me a lot to think about, as you would hope, but I liked it a lot. But more than anything, I just wanted to remind you today that you can make a difference. You can show up today in wherever you are, whatever you're doing, loving. And I don't mean love as in smushy, love. Like I mean love as in showing up as serving and being of service and being kind. And love, and I'm using air quotes, love looks different in different contexts. But whatever that looks like within the context of the people that you come into contact with today, you can love. You can love those people on God's behalf. You can be God's hands and feet and mouthpiece and hugs and all of that sort of stuff. And I believe that we are called to be that. And so I just wanted to encourage you and to remind you. And in case you're feeling a bit like, about it, keep on keeping on. You're doing brilliantly, and God helping you, you can continue to do so. And of course, if you want to, if this resonates with you, I am looking to build the Faith and Business Playground. It's a small group at the moment, but I'm looking to bring people together. I've got the free group on Facebook, and we're building this community together. So if that sounds like something that would be beneficial to you, I'd encourage you to go to faithandbusinessplayground.com. Join up. There's resources, there's the group, there's all sorts of lovely goodness. And I'm really excited to meet you and get to know you. But in the meantime, thank you for listening. Have yourself a delightful day. I look forward to catching up with you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.